Welcome this girl on stage. She's going to do a short slap. You're going to love her. Give her lots and lots of love. See that welcome you just gave me there? Just ramp that up by 100%. And welcome to the stage the fabulous Marie Mullan.
And I apologise for my hair. If anybody else straightened their hair this morning, then I'll tell you whether I don't know what it was like. But although I do get to do a lot of exciting things at the minute because I'm on the dole, does anybody have a job? Fuck you. And I do get to do really exciting things, you know, like take my 81-year-old father to the warfarin clinic where they fill him full of nitroglycerin and rat poison just to keep him alive just that little bit longer. And it's right next to the ophthalmologist. So it's something to do with eyes anyway. It's right next to that clinic where they have a big sign up that says, "The staff and care were so good, it made me wish I had a third eye." Which made me cross my legs. But which I should probably do now because I'm really worried this dress is see-through. Not something I've ever had to test before. And you do really exciting things when you're on the dole, like sit in the dole office for 2 hours. Just to be told by the fourth person that you don't actually exist on their records. And then they, I've got my bag here for a reason, we can all dance around it later. But, okay. Yeah. They did the next day then send me out a letter, which, having told me that I don't exist, had my name and address on it. And nothing else. And if anybody can read my address from that far away, feel free to stalk me, because you've obviously been to that eye clinic. There is a code along the bottom as well, which I think is some sort of like Sherlock sort of mystery, where if you solve it, you actually get a crisis loan so you can go and see the Muppets. But I just stole some money to go to see the Muppets. Did anybody else go to see the Muppets? Yeah. It was brilliant, wasn't it? Did anybody else leave with like a really sense of like amazing life force and also wonder who Walter and Gary's mom was shagging? Like, because it was his brother and he was a Muppet. I was a bit annoyed at Gary's girlfriend as well, because I mean, like if I had a boyfriend and then you got to hang out with the Muppets all the time, I wouldn't really be worried about my anniversary dinner. I'd be like, good fucking Muppets, this is great. But maybe my priorities are wrong there. Like, I might go in somewhere to explain why I'm single, which this might as well. Because there's lots of different ways you can sort of scumder yourself. Do you just want to be quiet there? Cheers. But there's lots of ways you can scum yourself, like what I just did there. But you can do it, you know, back in the day, I remember, you know, you had to go to the sort of effort of like looking a boy's, you know, address up in the phone book and then send them a letter with them, you know, buying a stamp. But now you can do it so immediately. You can do it on Facebook, you can do it on Twitter, which to me is just like tying like a message to a brick and throwing it down an alleyway and then seeing if anybody replies when they put their bids out. But for me, I generally like scunder myself via text message because it's the easiest one. And, you know, I need a social worker to kind of stop me or something because, you know, you've been up all night drinking, you know that guy that you really fancy, really likes the snits, and so do you, you're listening to them with your mates. I have mates, it sounds quite strange. But, and then you're like, yeah, and he really likes cheese toasties as well, I'm having cheese toasties. I know what I'll do. So you text him, I'm just a cheese toastie and I need to be loved. Just like every cheese toastie does. And didn't get a reply, and he now lives in China. He's doing that teaching English as a foreign language thing, which I think is probably the only job you can get these days. You all this look forward to, students? Yeah! And you get into like really good TV shows as well, like Homeland. Is anybody watching Homeland? Some people, where you get Claire Danes is just really, really twitchy and freaks me out a lot. But one thing I noticed was like the adverts preceding it were a bit strange because it started off like cream eggs, ovulation test, body form, and Homeland, which is, you know, about some, is he an undercover Al-Qaeda agent going to destroy America? Didn't really think it was the same as like Sex in the City or something. And I know, oh god, this girl, she's mentioned ovulation and like body form and Sex in the City. But none of your girlfriends would be doing half the stuff that they do if they hadn't watched that show, guys. So, there you go. You should be thankful. But it's not to say romance or anything like that is dead, which might be for me. But I've heard a lovely story in Tesco's recently, where you know that bit when you're at the till and they don't have like a next customer please sign, and you get really freaked out because you know if you're like £3.49 bottle of wine touches the guy in front's chicken nuggets, then all time and space will collapse. So I'm like there, and the girls behind the tiller like ignored me for some reason. There's three, like the witches in Macbeth. They're all talking about how they got pregnant, but they're only about this size. And I was like, right. And I love being ignored anyway. I mean, sometimes I just go up to people I don't know at bus stops and go, ignore me. And then I go home and fiddle with myself about it. But also, like, sorry, shouldn't admit to that in public. But anyway, so they were ignoring me and they were talking about how they got pregnant. One of them was like, here my boobs were all swollen up, but like I was getting my period. So I did one of my tests in work because I was working in an office. She was dead proud. I was like, I'm doing it. Poor lady. But she wasn't listening to me, which obviously I was done. And anyway, so she said, I did a test and came up positive, and I put it in one of those really, really clean white envelopes, a really clean white envelope, and I wrote, I love you on it, and I sat at the top of the stairs for my boyfriend. And I was like, because nothing says I love you like a pissy stick in a really clean white envelope with a certain amount of formal on it at the top of the stairs. Like, why the top of the stairs? She must have wanted him to like be shocked, fall down the stairs, and then she could get like more money off the crazy doll people who probably do know that she exists, or at least admit it. Also, like I get to read really amazing things like Chat magazine because I can't afford Vogue anymore. Chat magazine's great, you know, it's got life, death, and prizes. That's how it sells itself for 84p if you're interested. So you get things like life, granny shock, baby in my pants. Okay, it would be quite a shock. Although if you're a granny, you're going to have a baby coming out of your pants at some stage. In some shape or form. Then death, a ghost trying to steal my crisps. These are the issues of the day. This is, never mind the Levison inquiry. This is what I'm worried about. And also you get prizes as well. So you can send in about the word jumble, which is great. It asks slightly xenophobic questions like, what do 50% of people in Russia think will solve problems? Bribes, apparently. And you get to like sort out the word jumble because they're words that are jumbled, and you get to see, oh, it's great. And the answers are like really sexy things that I like plumber, builder, electrician, and babysitter, which are all, you know, sexy man jobs. But obviously if you find a man whose job is actually a babysitter, then you know, you've actually found a man who's got, you know, putting gender sort of specifics on their head. It might actually be quite nice to know. But, don't go down that. People in the place, good to know. But you also can like send in like top tips. Like, if you go back from holiday and you don't know what to do with your foreign coins, sellotape them to the fridge, that's a nice reminder. Or my favourite one, which was Anne Bennett, who said, it's that ghost again. But she said, make your own tricky jigsaw puzzles by shredding unwanted family photographs. If you find an old family photo, like my first reaction, even if I didn't like the person, would be, I'm gonna fucking shred that. You know, just stick it to the fridge with the coins off. And the picture that she sent in as well was with her of shredding a picture, which was clearly a wedding photo. And I think it might have been her. She needed to meet one of those plumbers. Poor Anne Bennett of Stoke-on-Trent. But I think that's all I have time for anyway. It's been an absolutely lovely audience.